Hi everyone, you're watching Yoga with Ellie Camille. I'm Ellie, and today I'm going to walk you through and explain the differences between Cobra and upward facing dog. So let me just show you first. Okay, this is Cobra, and this is upward facing. So those are very similar postures. Cobra strengthens the shoulders and the glutes, while upward facing dog is kind of more focused on the legs, ankles, while also stretching out the shoulders, arms, and chest. Upward facing dog is a bit more of a back bend than Cobra. And the main difference is lifting the legs off of the ground. So I'll walk you through how to do Cobra, and then I'll walk you through how to do upward facing dog. So for Cobra, lie on your belly and bring your hands under your shoulders. Your legs should be a few inches apart and press the tops of your feet into the mat. On an inhale, lift your chest and head up for Cobra. Keep your elbows hugged in. And when you're ready, exhale to release down to the mat. Now, for upward facing dog, staying in the same position basically, but instead of keeping your hands under your shoulders, slide them down towards your ribs. Keep your elbows hugged in and lift your chest, straighten your arms, and then engage your legs to lift your knees and thighs off of the ground. Exhale to slowly come back down. So upward facing dog is a little bit more challenging, a little bit more strength is required to do that pose, and like I said, it's a little bit more of a back bend. Some modifications that you can take for Cobra, you can do baby Cobra instead, which is where you just lift your chest up just a little bit, your elbows stay bent, and much less of a back bend. A good way to still do that pose if you have some tightness in your back. You can also have your hands a little bit wider and a little bit forward from your shoulders, and then turn your hands out slightly. So I'll show you that. So a little bit wider than your shoulders, a little bit forward, turned out slightly, but you want to keep your elbows hugged in. And that'll give you a little bit more balance in that pose. And then your feet can also be a little bit wider too. If you have a severe lower back injury, please do not attempt either of these poses. You definitely want to protect your spine as much as possible, and these could aggravate any injuries that you have. With Cobra, you want to make sure your neck is not strained, so you do want to gaze upwards, but not so much that it's straining your neck. Just gaze up slightly. Keep your pelvis rooted to the ground. Keep your elbows tucked in. You don't want them to splay out to the sides. Keep them tucked in. And you want to make sure the tops of your feet stay pressing into the mat. Now, with upward facing dog, some modifications that you can do, if you have some tension in your low back, you can keep your toes tucked. This doesn't work for everybody, but it's something to try if to see if it works for you. You can, if you have any knee injuries, you can just keep your knees on the ground and practice Cobra, or you can Put a blanket underneath your knees. Or a bolster. And then try the pose that way. So you'll already have that lift in your knees if you have a blanket underneath. And then it'll make it a little bit easier and protecting your knees, not putting as much strain in your knees. You can also, if your wrists are bothering you, you can make fists for your wrists, or you can put a blanket underneath your wrists to not put as much strain on your wrists. But that definitely changes the position of your arms. So be mindful with that modification. But yeah, so you'll see this pose a lot when you're flowing through your warm-ups. In sun salutations, both of these poses are used. So you choose what feels best for your body when you're in class. Teacher is probably not going to mind if she asks you to do upward facing dog and you do Cobra instead, or vice versa. So this is one of those times where you really want to listen to your body and what skill level you're at, and kind of personalize your own practice. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit subscribe, share it with your friends, and let me know what other videos, what other poses you want to see down in the comments. Namaste.